Hi, welcome to the Kachmann Prevention and Reversal Diabetes Show. I will teach you how to prevent from diabetes and how to reverse it, because it can have 30, 40, 50 diseases associated with it, and you're not going to get any of them. Be open-minded, okay? I'll provide you the information. If you're on a bunch of medicines because you're advanced diabetic already, check with your family doctor or do some more reading, because you may not have any diabetes 2 or 3 weeks after you start this way. But read some of these books I hold up. You can get them at the library very cheaply. You can go to Amazon Books, put the name in, and you can buy used copies for less than $5. I want you to have a book in your hand. I think it's best than just on the internet, because you can circle things. And incidentally, if you would like to meet me in person, I started at the library, and I'm thankful for Andrew Carnegie for this beautiful library. Once a month, I'm giving a lecture on preventing and reversing diabetes, because it's 80% of the people in Fort Wayne, maybe across this country, are diabetic, if they're tested right, yes. But here, let me hold this up for you here at the library itself. Once a month now, I've got 2 hours reserved there. I'll give a talk, and then I have a 1 hour where I can talk to you in person, make arrangements for you to get coached in the future. Everything is for free, okay? So the next time I'll be here is May the 5th. Tell your friends, have a relative or brother or sister or a child. May the 5th, I'll be here at 6 o'clock at night. Why am I doing this? Because some people don't have time, but at night, so bring somebody with you if you can. I'm trying to spread the word. I noticed the other day that our governor at a conference on the 12th, I think it was, and Robert Kennedy, Dr. Oz, and the governor all together said they want to make Indiana healthy again, but I listened to their recommendations, and I like your opinion, but they didn't seem to have a good program on how to educate children in the schools, and then what they're feeding the kids in our city, what they're feeding the children. Look at it, Google it, school lunch breakfast is sugar addicts. Mm-hmm. Our schools are creating sugar addicts. So that's the reason we have so many diabetics in this town, but it's occurring throughout the country. There are a few exceptions. So let's get on the road here and educate, and feel free to talk to me and agree and disagree, whatever. But the books I have here are tremendous references. Why am I so passionate about it? Let's go with that. So prevention is the cure. Prevent it, yes. In a school lunch program, we spoke about already, cinnamon buns for breakfast. What are you thinking? Drinking orange juice instead of eating the orange. What are they thinking? Is industry heading this? I don't know. I don't think this new Indiana Get Healthy Again will change that a great deal. Failure of public health. Public health is not making this the main issue when it is the main problem. Mm-hmm. At the state level, at the local level. Sugar industry, of course, they're making money, so they're not going to educate you about it. House and Senate lobbyists, they've all been bribed. They're going to educate about it. Poor nutrition teaching in the schools. Yes, I used to tell kids to brush their teeth and what to eat in the schools. Now you get a box thing, which was sent in, and the food itself is not healthy. I've said processed food, that's industry again making money on you. cow's milk is also, when you give the milk of one mammal to another mammal, they will die every time. We humans survive it somewhat, but we don't make the lactase to digest the lactose, maybe till age 4 or so. And in some racial groups, some Asian groups, the Asians don't make the enzyme at all, so they can't drink milk. Hospital systems don't teach you how to get rid of it. They want you to come there when you're sick. And they may even have an obesity clinic. They may even have a diabetic clinic, but they're not going to teach you how to get rid of it. How did I know that? I went there. I even went to medical school and asked them to give lectures on disease prevention, not interested. And so let's get on the road. What type of diabetes do we have? We have type 1, type 2. Type 1, the pancreas is dead, and you don't make any insulin, the blood sugar goes up, okay? And they say, well, it's caused by autoimmune disease, but it's also caused by things we know we could affect. For example, some people will have immune reaction to drinking milk. Yes. Read a book called Whitewash by Joe Keon. It explains it. In others, eating a lot of vegetables are sensitive to oxalates or gluten, and you can have an allergic reaction to that, and now you're type 1 diabetic. Well, you need insulin all the time. If you don't, you're dead. And what a lot of people who have type 1 diabetes is they think they can eat anything they want to and just increase their insulin level to take it. They even have ports now to use that. The trouble is that insulin has side effects. It's a growth hormone. You constantly got to check it. You constantly got to inject it. So to not to have diabetes in the first place or to get rid of it, especially type 2, type 1, which is only 10% of the diabetics, but type 1, you can do prevention by learning something about it, okay? Or if you do have it, that you need very little insulin, maybe only 10 or 20 units, and you probably live to be 100, but some people eat all, bad food all the time, and you need 100 units of insulin. That has a lot of side effects. They may live a little longer, but may die in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. You need to know something about it. So read about it. Now, type 2, that's 90% of diabetes. That's 90%. And it's about, if you're overweight, about 80% related to that. Not everyone's overweight is diabetic. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Get the proper test. Not everyone who's thin, oh, I'm not diabetic, I'm thin. My blood sugar is normal. You are what your blood test is. So get a serum insulin. Serum insulin can be elevated 10, 15 years wherever the blood sugar goes up. And in this period where the insulin level is elevated, which they never test for, and they should, is changes occurring in your body. And they learned that in the Korean War, the Vietnam War. They autopsied the ones who were injured or shot, the Americans, the Koreans, South Vietnamese, and they found the Americans, although they looked at normal weight, had tremendous changes in their body from diabetes already. Mm-hmm. So, but the Vietnamese, Koreans are normal. So we know the science. So I beg you to get a serum insulin test starting at a very young age. You get children, get it every year, at least once a year, starting at age 3 or so, because it's a lot easier to correct it if you weigh a pound or two versus 200 or 300 pounds. If you're a sugar addict, many times people do weigh that much, and I'm not being judgmental. I'm just saying I want to prevent the disease, I want to get rid of the disease. That's my main focus in life, actually. Yeah. I write books about it. I get TV shows. I do 4 or 5 different things here at this library to help prevent it. Now, from 6 to 8 once a month, May 5th is the next time at the library. I'm giving a 2-hour lecture. What does it cost you? Nothing. I'll teach you about diabetes, how to get rid of it. Everything at this library is free. I'm starting podcasting soon here at the library, radio shows, books on Amazon and other, because diabetes causes so many side effects, from heart attacks and strokes. They've even called Alzheimer's disease type 3 diabetes. You don't get diabetes, you don't get the Alzheimer's disease. 90% of Alzheimer's disease with memory loss and dementia can be prevented. Yes, there's a few genetic causes, but 90% is lifestyle. Suppose you do have diabetes and you want to get rid of it. I tell you a quick way I found, and you can read this book here. And I want you to get a copy of this book, Simply Keto, Keto, by Susan Ryan. She also has a lot of YouTube shows. So if you, this book costs about $39, but I tell you honestly, if you go to Amazon Books, Susan Ryan, Simply Keto, and look under used copies, which, believe me, essentially as good as a new copy, $4. I did it at a church recently where 15 people in front of me were all diabetic, okay? And I knew about this $4 thing, and I ordered 15 copies, okay? And I walked in and gave every person one for free. And I'll describe this book to you here in a minute, because I was walking down the street the other day, and the lady runs up to me and says, Dr. Rudy, you gave me one of those Simply Keto books, gave us a talk with it at our church, and I no longer have diabetes. I lost 30 pounds, and I'm feeling great. Thank you, Dr. Rudy. Well, that to me is the only reward I'm looking for, right there. This happens to me commonly. What I like about Susan Ryan's book, you don't have to gather a huge bunch of information. The first 60, 70 pages in the book, she describes keto, what type of food, wages, even the names of stores you can get it at. Yeah, first 60, 70 pages. And it's 3 meals a day. If you want to get rid of diabetes, say be gone in 2 weeks, eat 2 meals. I ate 2 meals a day, 135 pounds a day, 134, played pickleball. And the trick is, which most people do not realize, breakfast is not the most essential meal of the day. It's something that was invented by industry. Years ago, sugary foods were not available all year long, so our bodies adjusted to that. And our body secretes hormones, growth hormones, steroids, gut hormones, ghrelin from the stomach that keep your blood sugar like this. So when I go play pickleball in the mornings, which you do 3-4 days a week, or take a walk, I'm not hungry. Why? Because of those hormones. And we all got them. You just take maybe a week or 2 to get used to it, but 2 meals a day. And then if you eat a reasonable meal for lunch and maybe not eat so much sugar, just a cup of eggs. Yeah, eggs are good for you. Cholesterol is irrelevant. Eat it. Your brains are made from cholesterol. Your skin is made from cholesterol. This thing about taking statin drugs was an invention by industry to make money. There are books on that. Toxic effect of statins, you can read it. And if you feel like you get a read about it or take my word about it. What medication do I take at age 89? Nothing. 0. I've lost 20 pounds. There wasn't any disease. I thought, well, maybe I had something I didn't know about it. And then what she has is her recipes. What is her food pyramid? Look at it, and there's a copy of it in the book. About 60, 70% good fats. You got to learn the difference between good fat and bad fat. Omega-3 are the good fats, omega-6 are the bad fats. But we got to eat some fat every day, and she describes that in detail. And it's fine to eat her 3 meals a day. But if you do 2, like I do, I cover eggs, some bacon, maybe a little bit of fruit, drink all the coffee and water you want. Yes, even if you do 2 meals a day, yes, because your body is cleansing itself and reconfiguring some of the proteins to make normal structures for you. And if the body doesn't like it, it gets rid of it by the liver or things. So you're reconstituting your body, and you eat around noon. And if you eat fairly healthy, the other meal you eat in the evening, you almost eat anything you want to, as much as you want to. That's, I think it's just great to accept the insulin. Insulin stuffs sugar into your cells and makes them fat, and you get fat. Okay, that's drug companies making money on you. Some people need insulin. They have type 1, and they just absolutely need it. And a few types 2 need it, but very few. So we can get rid of it. And of course, when you get rid of your diabetes, you get rid of the 30 to 50 diseases caused by diabetes. You don't get heart attacks, strokes, and dementia, and heart replacement, renal replacement, amputations, dislocations. I go on and on. They don't happen to you. I know somebody in town here whose name you'd recognize. I said, Rudy, I expect diabetes. I don't want you to respect diabetes. I want you to get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it. And it's not so hard. Do 2 meals a day, it'll be quick. Do 3 is fine too. About a month, doing simply keto, Susan Ryan, you'll get rid of it. And this is in many other wonderful books, and I'm just going to hold them up for you a bit. By Jason Fung, Diabetes Code. I mean, it's tremendous. He has a lot of YouTube shows. You can see him a lot. Just go Jason Fung, YouTube Jason Fung, Diabetes Code, Obesity Code. He has Cancer Code. He's written many books. He used to be a renal doctor, but you notice all the patients he saw with kidney disease had diabetes, so he decided to be a diabetes doctor. And now he's in Canada, and wonderful, straightforward, honest. It's even a foreword written by Nina Teicholz, and you know her name. And so prevent and reverse type 2 diabetes naturally. No big deal, no pills. You're going to save a lot of money. And a wonderful book, too, Diabetes Unpacked. Here's another one. I want to give you plenty of references. Diabetes Unpacked by the Noakes Foundation. Various authors, but on page 167 is written by Dr. David Unwin, U-N-W-I-N. He is from England. He had diabetes. His wife Jen had diabetes, and a patient came in one day and said, Dr. Wen, you don't know what you're talking about. He didn't even recognize her because she had lost so much weight and her diabetes was gone. But instead of being close-minded, he was open-minded. He ran some studies, and he determined that indeed diabetes was preventable, reversible. Now he's the most famous doctor in the world. In the world. So I want you to do some reading in this book, but easier might be him and his wife wrote a book called Fork in the Road, A Hopeful Guide to Food Freedom. Here it is. That book I want you to get. Okay, that one, simple to read, a few days. I read it in 2 nights, and they look also at Jen was a psychologist, so he looks on the psychology of eating sugar, which is addictive. People with diabetes, majority of people are addicted to sugar. I've done shows on that. They're on YouTube. YouTube, Rudy Kachmann, Sugar Addiction. Gives you a 1-hour show on sugar addiction. And but also what I like about this book, at the end, they have in there tremendous websites you can look at for unending information. You never get through it all. And so low carb together, learn in diabetes.co.uk, Public Health Collaboration UK.org. That's an organization Dr. Unwin formed. I actually belong to it, and I've been to a conference of his now. But what I like about the book too, they talk about the psychology. Remember I said majority of people that are type 2 diabetic don't realize it, but they're sugar addicts. Even the ones that can have a normal blood sugar, but there's some insulin's elevated, but it never got tested for. Their doctor, our industry, our hospitals never told them to run this. And remember I said, run a serum insulin on the children in your family. Run it on yourself. And if that is normal and your blood sugar is normal, then I might say, well, you're not diabetic. So these are wonderful books to read. Another great book, and that'll be the last book. I have many more at home. 2,000 books in my basement. Yeah. And Goodbye Pills and Needles, Type 2 Diabetes and a 90-Day Cure by Tom Jelinek. A very good book. And he even discusses some medications that you're on and why maybe they're not as good as we think they are. And it describes it well. And he describes in there the effects on your body, on your heart, on your eyes, on your kidneys. He discusses it in details. Then he goes over the medications, and even metformin, which a lot of people are taking, has no side effects. Well, he's found it does have some side effects, and he describes it in great detail. And so a total rethink of type 2 diabetes and a 90-day cure. It'll be cured a lot sooner than that, but that's his opinion, and I think this is really worth reading. So what I provide for you, a whole range of books to gather the information, and you'll have no diabetes in a month or two. What do you think? Is that a deal? That's a deal. Get rid of your diabetes. Don't just accept it, because you may live a little bit longer, but you will die with major disabilities, or you may just grab your chest and you're dead. 50% of the people who get a heart attack never had any previous symptoms. They just grab their chest and they're gone. That's because changes were occurring in their body and their vascular system while they had their diabetes and they're taking that medication. Interesting, interesting. So, and of concern is that, like my area, we live in, my state that we live in, very high percentage of diabetics. Our schools, our children, sugar addicts. If they're not already diabetic, they're going to be diabetic. I'm for preventing that. So when our governor met with Dr. Oz and Dr. Robert Kennedy here on the 12th, the governor signed 9 executive orders. But for me reading it, I didn't think that he attacked the sugar epidemic in the schools. And I'm going to reread it. You may disagree. I'd like to know about it, teaching me about it, that we have to be correct. We can't just continue the program we've been having and say, oh, we're doing something, we're making Indiana healthy again. Well, I want to be sure about it. If you're an advocate of that, please call me. I'll put you on my show right next to me. And I would love to do that. My next show, I think, is in 2 weeks. If somebody from our public health department would sit next to me and teach me about Indiana healthy again, I'd love for you to sit there and you can point fingers at me and say, Rudy, you're wrong, but you're going to find there'll be no one sitting here because they know I'm not wrong. But I will continue to teach you that. As it isn't hard. It's pretty simple. You can just simply get Susan Ryan's book and follow what she says. And if that information is not good enough, then read some of these other books and to look at Dr. David Unwin and Jen online. They're the most famous health teachers now in the world. And they were both diabetic. They don't have it anymore. Yeah, they go to 22 countries. While the U.S. here, we just, public health nationally has not really stepped up to bat and attacked this epidemic in this country. If it's in other countries, we call it a pandemic. And what's a little scary too, if you're a diabetic, you have sugar in your cells. When you have sugar in your cells, you're more likely to get attacked by viruses. Yeah, you're more likely to die because the viruses love to eat sugar. And if you're diabetic, you're much more likely to consume it. And so I think I've now gave you a lot of information, but I'd like you to get some more. You may be just fine, but get a serum insulin, it's fine. But you have a relative, we all have a relative with diabetes, so teach them. Send them to the library here where we have lectures and TV shows. And on May 5th is my next Preventing Reversing Diabetes lecture for free, 6 o'clock at night. I'll be there in person. Talk to me and ask questions, bring books, have a look at the books that I bring. I even give 1 or 2 away for free. So why am I doing this? Because I love you, I care about you. I want you to live to be 100. I need somebody to play pickleball against or to tap dance with. Now I'm taking singing lessons at the Pearl Arts Center on Tuesdays, and there's a new booth here in the library where they're going to record songs. I don't have a great voice, but I'm going to use that to feel good. So in the mornings especially, take vitamin M. What's vitamin M? Why should I take vitamin M to make yourself feel good? Music. You need some music in the mornings to feel good. I take it every day. Maybe that's why I'm smiling. I do this every 2 weeks. Go to YouTube, Rudy Kachmann. I got on there probably 1,000 TV shows on different subjects, and diabetes, 500 probably, and gather some information. Send some back to me. Talk to me. Give me a hug. Rudy, I got rid of my diabetes. Why am I doing this? Because I love you. I care about you. And hey, man, I'm a doctor. It's my job. It's my job. Bye-bye.